Now, did you have a ton of people over for the big game over the weekend, and even though they went home, they left their mark on your carpets?
Or are you trying to impress your honey doing something romantic at home and you want it to look perfect? Well, either way, this man can help you. Welcome Scott Arkon with Zerorez. Scott, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I really love this because we're really kind of thinking outside of the box for Valentine's Day. And
Yes.
this is a great thing we could do for our loved one, getting our carpets clean.
I agree. I agree.
First of all, we have to kind of know, how long should we be waiting between cleaning our carpet?
Well, it depends on a couple of items and households, really. So like myself, 4 kids, no pets. I have a lot going on in my house. How about you guys? Is there not quite as bad?
It's not pretty over in my house.
Okay. Yeah. So for our household, I clean about every 9 months. I'll be honest, I'm not a good vacuumer, and if you're a good vacuumer, you can extend carpet cleanings a lot longer. But I'll be honest, we vacuum probably once a week in our house, very active household. So I know I need to clean more often, and that's kind of the ebb and flow of it. Is good vacuumers clean a little bit less. Poor vacuumers like myself, we clean a little bit more.
Okay, so it's different per household,
Sure.
But what happens if you just don't clean your carpets?
Well, you lose your carpet. Carpet degrades over time. It's a textile, so we're expecting it to flatten out and smash down and pick up stains. And if you're not a cleaner, that's what's going to happen. It'll wear out very, very quickly. Most carpets are made to go somewhere between 5 years and 10 years. You've got some really, really good carpets out there that'll make it 15 or 20 years, but that's not the norm. So you really want to be a good maintenance person, unless unless you just have so much money you don't want to replace. You want to replace your carpet every few years. Great, good for you.
No. So what we're really talking about today is extending the life of our carpet.
Sure.
So what have you brought here to show us today?
Okay, so I brought some carpet, and what everybody thinks that this is a funny question, but I always ask when we go into the home, what kind of carpet do you have? And the answer is always, we have standard carpet. Is there different types?
I would say blue.
I want to show blue carpet. I want to show you. So this is what's actually going on with the carpet. You've got this itty bitty little tuft that's kind of hard to see.
Yes.
So I brought you some blown up tufts.
Okay.
So when you have new carpet, your tufts kind of look like this. It's this great little swirl, and it's all tightly twisted together, nylon, polyester, whatever it's made of. But over time, what happens is the tips start to kind of come apart.
Yeah.
Soil gets trapped in the little crevices and things, and your vacuum isn't going to be able to take all of it off. It's all down here, but your vacuum can only get the tips. So that's why you need professional cleaning. Okay? And then to take this a step farther, so let's take like 1,000 times magnification. Okay, so instead of a whole tuft, we're just looking at one little hair. This is called a filament. This is what a filament would look like if you blew it up 1,000 times. Okay? On this side, it's very neat and clean, and it's easy to see all the way through. Now, carpet is actually translucent. Light passes through it. So if you've ever been in anybody's house where you're looking down a hallway and it's like nice and bright on the sides, but down that center path, it's dark gray or it's light gray, or it doesn't look the same. Okay, here's what's happening to it. It's getting scratched. Okay, and once you get it scratched, and let's see if I can help out here. If I put this kind of behind my logo here, you can see that the logo doesn't show up quite as much. Okay, it's really hard to see. The light doesn't pass through it very well. There we go. But on this clean side, look how easy it is to see. Okay, well, your carpet's doing the same thing. When it gets scratched and damaged, that's permanent. So you want to make sure that your carpet's being cleaned before that permanent damage occurs. So again, in my house, 9 months is kind of that point where permanent damage is going to start. I don't want to ever get to that point because I want to get my carpet to 10 years, 12 years, however long I can get out of it.
What's creating all those scratches, Scott?
Well,
is that dirt, or is that just
dirt and
walking?
sand? It's actually sand. We have a really sandy soil here in Tucson. So sand has about 26 cutting edges, and I wish I had a little thing that I could show you sand next to this, but sand is getting in there, and with our footsteps just grinding into that. Remember, it's plastic. Our carpet is made of plastic. It's very soft. It's amazing what we can make carpet do these days. There's a lot of engineering behind it that people don't think about. But when this scratches, you're done. It's over. The light is not going to pass through the same way. It's not going to look new. And think of this. You see that path right in front of your couch? Everybody has that little part right in front of their couch that never looks the same as everything else. That's what's happening. So.
And I said I feel like I'm in the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because we went from like the carpet to that to the filament. We're like getting, we're shrinking as we're going in here.
And here's your little extreme example. So the part I said in front of the couches, now imagine that your tuft is like now 1/3 of the way undone, and it's mixing with other tufts, and it's kind of getting matted and smashed. There's no recovering from that. You've got to clean before this.
Okay.
So.
Well, I think this is great. And I love that you give us examples up close and personal to see exactly what's happening. So now we know this is something we need.
Yes.
And so what do we do?
Well, you call me. This is easy. This is so simple.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Zerorez is the only carpet cleaners not using soaps and detergents and other bad stuff for your carpet and not always healthy for your family. So just call us. We use empowered water, which we've talked about a bunch of times. And it cleans and sanitizes without the use of all the chemicals. So just use us, and your carpet will always be safe and sanitary, and your wife will love you more. That's
you heard it here.
That's
yes.
a true story.
He's just being honest.
That should be like in your vows at the wedding or something
That's
like
right.
that.
And I promise, honey, to always use Zerorez when I clean your carpets.
That just rolls right off your tongue in such a wonderful setting. You know what? On top of all of that, Scott, I'm going to tell everybody that you guys are going to give them a special today, which they will also love.
You have to call today.
Yes.
Call today.
I love that. Thank you for bringing this
and
Shrink Honey, I Shrunk the Kids situation. As a special for Morning Blend viewers, today only, Zerorez is offering to clean 3 rooms starting at $119. Call them for the complete details at 441-2441 or log on to ZerorezTucson.com. Again, the special is only good for today, so pick up that phone.